Restate it, please.
Are you talking about the item that's on for tonight?
Yes,
So the public comment is now?
yes.
Will there be more public comments later? Allowed or just now?
At the end of the meeting, there's other items of discussion at the end. This is the only time for public comment. What?
That's what we do.
Yes. This is the only time for public comment.
I just want to make, for the record, I want to state that from your last meeting, you did not approve the Miller compressor station in Hartford. It was tabled, and since that time, the Miller compressor station, we have reports from neighbors there that it's been running, and I would like the county to enforce their own laws, which is if you don't approve something, it should not be running for the past month. And that's been happening right now. Do you know that that's been happening? Has anybody been informed that Williams has been running that compressor station? Even if it's 2 compressors out of 5 or partial running. Has anybody been informed about that by Williams? Do you answer questions or you just take comments?
I believe we're taking public comment.
So you're not answering the question? And Williams, I don't see any Williams reps here at this time. And that's been running. And I'd like to say that we are asking also Hartford to enforce their laws and ordinances uniformly. They've been enforcing their noise ordinance for gas sites, for gas companies, and we want them to enforce for this compressor station. And that they filed a noise ordinance in April of 2013, which I just found out, I think it was today or yesterday. I asked Bob Templeton to look up and see if there's anything filed, and he looked in the file for Hartford, and it was filed, the noise ordinance, in 2013. And last month, when we made the comments about the noise ordinances, none of you expressed any knowledge of that noise ordinance. So I accept that you didn't know, but the thing is, it was filed, and you were notified in 2013. So if it's been filed, it is an ordinance, and it could be considered a saldo. And I'd like to know what your definition of a saldo is. So we consider any kind of an ordinance by the township, they filed it with you, that's a saldo. That's part of their ordinances that they compiled and they decided on. So you had that in your file, and then you still didn't know, even as of last month when we came over, and we had to inform you. And you even didn't know when you gave them letters. You sent letters to Hartford Township, I believe in May of 2014 or 2013. You asked them, you told them there's a permit for a compressor station, there's going to be construction, and Hartford did not tell you then that there's a noise ordinance, but they had filed it before June and August of 2013. They just said no objection, there's no explanation for no objections. Also, the letter from the Hailstone solicitor for Hartford, he says, he mentions zoning ordinances, there are no zoning ordinances, and he gives no reason why county should supersede Hartford's ordinance. The Tuttles have come forward here, and they have mentioned that they have medical issues. Ben Tuttle has medical issues since the compressor has been running. And from what we know from information, that compressor was partially running for several months while they were supposedly trying to get a noise survey or to get in compliance with the noise survey. Since when do you have to run something several months to get a noise survey? The noise survey, we have a copy of it here, was completed, I believe, in November and then submitted in December. And I'd like to know why it needs to run for several months, and they had to be subjected to it. The Tuttles have 2 meters, noise meters, the past month that were given to them, and they've been testing, and they've gotten at least 48 decibels in his bedroom, and there's they have a whole list of readings for outside and inside. So we're getting noise there. There's 48, 43 decibels as they found, 48. And we would like consideration of the medical difficulties that he's been going through with his brain injury, with increased seizures, increased seizure medicine. I also would like a definition for what soundproofing is. County ordinance for compressor stations says soundproofing is required, and muffling of blowdowns. What is the definition? The only definition I can pick up is that soundproofing is impervious to sound. If it's impervious to sound, means we don't hear it. But we are hearing it, residents are hearing it, not only here, but all over the county, within a mile or more of these stations. You need some kind of a definition. So if we're hearing it, we're hearing sounds, then they're not even following on the county level the soundproofing part of the ordinance and the muffling, because we hear the gas releasing within a mile or more. People are hearing that throughout the county. And they heard even some kind of gas releases. I spoke to Mr. Mike Atchie of Williams, and he says blowdowns are gas releases or valve releases. So I'd like a definition of blowdown, and that's not clear compared to what Mike Atchie has to say with Williams and whatever we have heard also. And what else do we? We've consulted, Ben Tuttle has consulted attorneys, we've consulted attorneys. We're willing to sue the county if we have to. We're willing to sue the township if we have to, and Williams. And we have to be protected. We're up to 40 compressor stations. This is number 40. We need to be protected as a county. The people need to be protected. So we're willing to sue if we have to. Now, also we have videos of the Hartford supervisors. They said they're afraid of being sued, so they're not willing to enforce their ordinances. We cannot have supervisors in positions that are not willing to enforce because they're afraid of being sued. That's not protection of the residents. And they're afraid of being sued by Williams at this point. So the other question is, I don't know what else to say at this point, but if anybody else wants to speak, I'll think of maybe something else too. But I also was given a hard time, I want for the record also, that this is all public information, as far as I understand from even Bob Templeton. Once it's been released to the public, that we have access to it as residents of this county. I found out this morning when I went to ask for a copy of some of the material in the file. I wanted to look in the file for this compressor station. I was told I had to do a right to know. That was brand new. Right to know takes up to 5 days for a response from Mr. Solicitor Tom Marr, if he gives us permission, and then up to 30 days to get the actual documents. This, I feel, is a deterring tactic by the supervisors, and it was Alan Hall. I want for the record to know that Alan Hall insisted on the right to know all of a sudden out of the blue starting today. We should not have to do right to knows for public information that's been released already at previous meetings of this commission. So that is another objection that I have, and I would like that to be known, that Alan Hall did that. You should make it easier. You should make it easier for residents to be able to get information. You should make it easier for transparency in our government and not make it harder for us to be able to find out what's going on. Thank you for the moment. Thank you.
Anyone else have any comments?
I'd like to say something, please.
Please state your name.
My name is Jill Morrison. I live in South Montrose. I think what we have as far as government, we are trying to do the best we can. We have people trying to, I understand their concerns, but we only can do what the assets and availability we have available to us. Somebody's pressing the point and pressing things that we cannot have availability of money to deal with. And yes, they have other things they can pull from to back them up. And I'm sorry, we are trying as a government I see all these people and I know all these people. And I can look them in the eye honestly and say, every person I see here on the committee have helped me so much and done so much for me to find out how I can do it right and forever. But then we have issues and we expand upon them and we explode upon them. And, you know, that's okay. But you know what? We have what's available to us. But we don't have the money coming into this county and stuff like that. How can you damn them for doing what they're trying to do the best they can? They've helped everybody that I know in this community.
And what's your name again?
My name is Jill Morrison.
Okay.
I know your name. So
My
there's
name is
a
Tamara Scroggins, in case I didn't get my
Oh,
name.
yeah, oh, believe me, everybody knows your name. And
So
you
you
have
are you going to
right.
condemn me?
No, I'm not
You
condemning
address
you.
support.
Okay, we have to stick to agenda
I
items.
am not condemning her, I'm stating the point. That's all I'm trying to
Thank you.
say. That's all.
Okay, anybody else have a comment on agenda item?
Talk to them.
Do you need a statement from me to
Yeah.
add the Susquehanna County Library building project for consideration, the condition of document from the Bridgewater Township Sewer Authority?
Okay, that will be under old business.
Thank you.
Anybody else have a statement or comment to make for public comment?
Mine's going to include non-agenda items, which is covered under the Sunshine Act. So,
Please state your name.
Brett Jennings. Enforcement of the CELDO. I came before this planning commission before and stated that there's trailer parks that have campers in them, which makes them a campground. Do we have to go to, for the ones that have community on lot systems or the private residences that have added a few
I'm sorry.
places for
That's not
their,
on the agenda tonight.
I don't care, under the Sunshine Act, I can speak on this. If you want to do it, the fine can go up to $1,000. It's your choice. No.
Before you go on further, I'd like somebody else's opinion besides yours about whether or not what you said is true. I'm not disputing it. Can we go to executive session, get some legal advice? How do we do this?
Regarding the sunshine law?
Regarding whether or not he's able to speak about things.
Actually, I'm going to keep on talking because
Why
if
don't
you
just
try to stop me, I will file charges for violating the Sunshine Act against
Not
you.
trying to stop you, I'm just trying to
Okay.
I'm trying to find out whether or not what you said is true. That's
Yes.
all I'm asking you to do. Give us a second, will you please? Okay?
You can go to newpa.com if you have a computer active right now. Pull up the
Can we-
local
can
government
we-
section.
Our
They'll
solicitor
have
has to
the,
be here. Can we go to executive session and ask him?
yeah, you can.
No, I'm not asking you, but thanks for your input. Will we? That's what I'd like to do.
Can our solicitor answer that?
Solicitor